Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, Crystal Shadow Work. So this is going to be a pick a card reading with the spring equinox energies. Also, it's a timeless reading whenever you feel guided to it. But something brought you into this reading, right? So I felt guided to pull these three decks, right? Which to me represent springtime. You see all the beautiful colors here. They're three different style decks, right? So you need to just pick one, okay? If you feel guided to two and you just can't pick, or even all three, then you can feel welcome to taking a look at all of them. But they're different style decks, right? So we've got the Earthcraft here. It's going to be deck number 1. Deck number 2, the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck, which is so unique and special. And then the Spellcasters over here, right? So I'm going to be getting channeled messages for all of you, and I will be giving the readings to each of the cards that we pull. We'll pull 3 cards out of each deck for whatever pile of or deck that you pick. So deck 1, 2, or 3, go ahead and pick whatever you feel guided to. I will have the timestamps down below in the description box to make it easier to skip ahead. Okay? Okay guys, so this is going to be for deck number 1. So who picked the Earthcraft Oracle, and we'll see what messages are coming out here. Alright, so Divine Source Spirit, calling in all my ancestors, spirit guides, and masters, galactic family, star family, protection and guidance. Let's get some messages here for the collective with the spring equinox energies. Let's see what's going on here. So we've got the Spirit of the West. Ooh, the Mountain and the Birch. Wow, very powerful. Okay. So I always look at the bottom of the deck too, so you kind of get a bonus card. So it's Inner Healer, right? I feel that you guys, you're very much healers, okay? You're able to heal people from the inside. It's like you feel energy, or you sense people's their condition. It's kind of like you can sense when people need help. It's like, say somebody's going through like a heartbreak, okay? You can feel that. You can feel the energy surrounding the heartbreak, their heart. So it's like, you know that they need to undergo some sort of heart healing. And it's one of your gifts that you're having to be able to use this, right? And it's like a lot of things that you may realize that you're resonating to is that a lot of people that are drawn to you or come into contact with you, they're going through some of the same circumstances or situations that in fact you are. And that's how you're able to connect at such a deep level. Right? So for some of you, you may still need to be doing the healing, okay? So you can overcome these things, because seeing it with the Birch card and the Mountain, and I'll explain the Birch in just a minute, but I'm seeing just a lot of water energy, so I'm feeling there's a lot of emotions and feelings. See, it says you have received an invitation to follow the path of inner healing. To choose to do the inner work requires you to turn your pain into medicine. Like the tree that sheds its dying leaves in the winter, you must let some parts of you die and fall away, so you can not only live, but you can thrive. It's also because you don't want to repeat situations in cycles. And if you hold on to that pain and those emotions and feelings, that's how you can repeat the cycles, right? So do not be afraid to confront your pain. You are held by Mother Earth. Each dying leaf released is another rite of passage, leading you closer to your true self and making space for a fresh growth in the spring. With time, the light of your inner healing will shine, illuminating your gifts of wisdom and growth, and awaken the inner healers of those around you. Wow, very beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to explain the third card that you guys got, which was the Birch card here. So it says that birch trees are old sacred woods that are believed to heal emotional wounds, ward off negative influences, and banish fear. They're also associated with new beginnings, making them the perfect energy to channel for healing old wounds and welcoming new connections. The birch may come to a reading when you are feeling vulnerable, afraid, and unsupported. You may be feeling that you need to hide away from the world or lick your wounds. If you've experienced trauma or hardship lately, know that extra support is being provided for you and that you are protected while you take the time to heal. The worst is past, and soon you will be able to pick up the broken pieces and put yourself together again, only stronger and more beautiful. So additionally, the birch comes to you as a gentle reminder to build better boundaries, but not by closing your heart. See, I'm picking up with a lot of these greens too, that there's a lot of like heart healing that needs to go on here. So traumatic events can harden the spirit, leaving you jaded and spiteful. Do not let circumstances prevent you from connecting to others or taking calculated risks. You may have some deep wounds and brutal bruises, but those will heal in time. You will be stronger for it. Give yourself space to process, heal, and let go, knowing it will be safe to open your heart again. And I feel to tell you that you know when you fully have healed from something is when the situation can be brought up again, or a trigger, like somebody coming at you with the same circumstance, or you seeing the same thing happening on TV, because a lot of times we're brought to things, we connect with them through our mind, whether we realize it or not. So a lot of like our social media, to the movies, to the shows, to the commercials, just to the things electronically that reach to us, it's a lot of times it's magnetically we're pulling it to us. And sometimes it's the university test, or if you're ready, right? It's like for some of you, you're supposed to be in this. One of your purposes here, if not maybe your only purpose, but is to be a healer. So a lot of these circumstances and situations that you go through are actually getting you ready, right? And they're preparing you. So you have to heal from these situations to be able to help others. So it's like you have that deep feeling, you can relate with them, you know what it feels like, you've been there. But it's like, can you imagine if they came to you for help and you're still all broken up in a mess, and somebody comes into your path, they're like, oh my god, this person's such a mess, like I ain't ever gonna heal if they can't heal, and this happened to them years ago, right? So it's one of those things, like you constantly get tests, right? And stuff, but you know you've healed from it when you can talk about it and there's not emotion. And now if the same thing comes up and you feel that there's a lot of emotions and feelings, like you feel still very angry, or you feel very sad, and you're just feeling a lot of these emotions, you need to find a way to release those emotions, right? You know, sometimes like people, like a good way to let out like anger and frustration is like go for a run, you know, and things like that, and find ways to release that. Or if some of you may need to just cry and feel those emotions, if it's hurt, and different things, it's calling for you to pay attention to what you're feeling, and then you need to assess what you can do to heal that emotion, right? To bring it back in a balance. That's why, you know, this inner healer, it's you. You have the power to heal whatever woundings, whatever trauma you've went through. And see, like with this, like I'm feeling this heart healing. There's been a lot that has went on here, and somebody very much needs to heal, right? But you need to know that the situations and the circumstances that you've went through, they're preparing you for something. Okay, so I hope that made sense. All right, so now we're going to take a look at 33, and that's Master Angel number 2. So to me, that, you know, that stands out as very powerful, right? So the spirit of the West is connected to the element of water and initiates you to the energy of sensitivity, nurturing, feeling, rest, and self-care. It comes to you during a time of stress, overwhelm, burnout, and a deep need to repair and rejuvenate. See, somebody is in deep need of healing here. Darkness and solitude are too often associated with the unknown and loneliness, but there is also a protective quality to these energies. Just a minute, guys. Okay, let me try to finish this one before my son comes back in. Okay, so in the depths of the soul, there is no expectation to do anything other than be and receive what is available to you. You have pulled this card because you need to slow down and nourish your spirit. You must regather your strength and have compassion for yourself in all that you do. You deserve the right to seek solitude and time for yourself. You are owed this time to slip into the realm of spirit for inner guidance and support. The rest of the world can wait until you have enough fuel to begin its war again. And I'm getting this energy of somebody that just feels very, very drained, very tired. You know, it's like somebody's like wanting to rest and get sleep, but I feel like they can't because all of this anxiety and stress and worry is like keeping them up. And this kind of is like, you know, somebody's like, oh my gosh, like somebody very much needs healing and needs to take some time out. Okay, I'm picking up a lot on the hands too. This is definitely somebody that's a healer here. Maybe it's something to do with Reiki. You're definitely able to heal yourself. You very much are, but you have to acknowledge that you need some healing first. Maybe for some of you, you need to reach out for some help, right? And you know, it doesn't necessarily mean like emotional help, but it could be like maybe you just have a lot going on, and maybe by reaching out for help, asking others to like help you maybe do some chores or cleaning or something like that, you know, is gonna, you know, help give you some replenishment and some time to rest. Okay, all right, so what other messages here? You are owed this time for Realm of Spirit for inner guidance. So you have the Realm of Spirit here for you too. So for some of you, just meditating, things like that, you're going to be getting some messages and guidance. And then let's take a look at your last card, which is really your second card, the Mountain. Okay, so the mountains have stood as a symbol of achievement, likely since mankind first stepped eyes on them. Many of the world's greatest spiritual leaders have taken pilgrimages to mountaintops to gain perspective on their own lives and what they could offer to this world. It can be lonely, a hazardous journey, but there is so much reward in seeing things from a bird's eye view. When you're above looking down, you notice patterns and connections you couldn't have imagined before. Mountain peaks are the vantage of innovation, leaders, and those who are ready to live life to the fullest. The mountain comes in a reading when you are relying too much on your rational mind. You've lost sight of the bigger picture by obsessing over tiny details. Without a higher purpose, these details will become meaningless and a lost at sea of confusion and doubt. You are in need of a new perspective to remind you of what really matters and to see your situation from a much higher view. Connect with your intuition and ask yourself, what am I reaching for ultimately? You're ready to ascend to great height and take on new challenges. Wow, so getting this energy, this is somebody that's just like overthinking a lot. And this is somebody that's stressing themselves out because they've had such high expectations maybe for themselves or for something. And it's like they're getting so discouraged by whatever's been bringing them down, whatever's been making them feel so exhausted and tired. And it's kind of like they feel as though they're in like a very deep hole, and it's like they're trying to get out of it, and I'm getting this energy of like just more and more dirt's like being thrown at them, right? So it's stopping them from being able to come out. And it's that energy too. It's like people could be coming in trying to help you too, right? But you're not seeing it as that. You're seeing it as just it's burying you instead of like they're trying to give you some dirt to fill the hole so you can come out of it. Right? That's why really deep healing needs to be done here, because especially like some people that get very broken and very hurt, they will create a lot of boundaries around themselves, around their heart, and it's like, I'm not going to let nobody in so I don't get hurt anymore. But you could even be pushing away loving energies and people that are trying to come in. See, there's abundance that is trying to come in here. There's abundance right underneath there, but then there's death here too. See, and this represents a rebirth and ending a new beginning. For some of you, you need to get out of that toxic mindset. That could be the patterning too. If you're in this mindset like, gosh, like I just keep having all of these problems and things are just so heavy and so daunting, I'm never going to get out of this situation, then you're not going to be able to see the light, and you're not going to be able to see the abundance that's coming in for you, right? So, all right, guys, that's what I had for the Earthcraft for reading number 1. If you feel guided to reading number 2 or 3, you can definitely take a look at them as well. because they're different decks. So there are going to be different readings that are coming out. Just whatever you felt to pick first is what's really the main source of what brought you in for this reading, right? And if you were guided to me and you're not subscribed, you definitely should, as something brought you in, right? Means you're on some sort of vibrational match with me, because each of these 3 stories are going to be in alignment with my energy, because that's how it works. I do the readings off the energies that I'm connecting with. So you'll probably feel that you're going to resonate a lot with a lot of other of my readings on my channel. So I would take a look at whatever readings are surrounding this one, because those are going to be the energies that are surrounding me at this time. All right, love and light to all of you. Bye. Okay, deck number 2, the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. All right, so let's get set up for you guys. Now keep in mind, if you feel guided to one of the other decks as well, you could definitely take a look, because they're going to be different stories. These are completely different decks. Just the main one you pick is going to be what's like your main message or your main reason for being here. Okay. Yeah. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, definitely subscribe, as you were connected with me for a reason. So you should definitely find out more. It's free to subscribe, so why not? Alright, so let's see here, Source, Divine Spirit, what's going on? The current energies surrounding me are the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. Wow, card slipping right away. Memory. Ooh. More water energy. Last reading had a lot of water energy in it. Gateway. The vision. You guys got a new gateway. There's a new life. We got tolerance here. Yeah, you guys are being set free from something. There's some sort of gateway, new beginning. I'm getting it's headed towards love here. Look at the heart right through that. It's like somebody had to walk through this gate and change. Wow, look at the fishes look intertwined here. I'm very interested in this deck. Mama Wada. She's a very... There's something to do with her. You guys might know who she is. You might want to look her up. M-A-M-I Wada. And there's a story behind her. We'll probably get some of the reading here in the book. But I wanted to give you the channel messages first, then we'll get into the readings of the cards, right? So what I'm getting here is that somebody's been very tolerant. What am I having trouble saying that word? Someone has been tolerating some energies, behaviors, or situations for quite some time. It's like somebody's been waiting for a change. This has been something that has been like a big toll I'm getting on your emotions and your feelings. There's just a lot of water energy here. There, you know, and maybe what somebody to is there's you know, a big change is needed. So because there's a big change that's needed, that's why somebody's kind of like, you know what, I'm going to stay exactly where I am until I'm guided out, because I feel that this energy, it's like somebody's kind of been through so much. It's kind of like they've been beaten down, and it's like they want to make major changes, but they don't feel as though they've got the strength to be able to go do that at this time. You know, and the last reading I had with Earthcraft was about a lot of healing that needed to take place. So I do feel these are going together. Right? But it's like, so somebody's just been tolerating stuff, right? But at the same time, they've been trying to heal themselves, trying to prepare themselves, trying to get ready. Well, this is kind of confirmation that, you know what, Source is opening up a gate. They're opening up some sort of opportunity for you, a new path. There's some sort of help here, okay? It is going to require change, okay? But it's here. So let's get into the cards now and find out more of what's going on. Okay, so there's like no like numbers to this deck or anything. I literally just have to look up each one for us to be able to find it. Okay, here we go. Well, at least I looked at the index, right? Okay. All right, so the gateway. So many of our spirit guides are the animals that made soul contracts with us. I felt to read that twice. It's very significant because I pay a lot of attention to animals, right? And I've been seeing a lot of sea creatures lately. I've been seeing a lot of whales and dolphins. I even seen an octopus that was trapped in the sand. See, and pay attention to like your social medias, your news feeds, your pages, you know, imagery, commercials, things like that, because Source knows how to use our electronic world to connect with you, right? So, wow. So yeah, there's a lot of spirit guides that are animals that have made soul contracts. Animals, especially dogs, I've been seeing a lot of dogs lately too, live with unfiltered joy. This is why they ascend faster than humans. They radiate and integrate the highest frequencies on the planet. A heart at the center of this card reminds you to live with your heart wide open, like the gates which, along with the small crystal skulls, sit engulfed in orange flame, sharing the message of grace. See, there's an orange flame right here that is surrounding this skull. That's what it's talking about in the imagery of the card. So this heart here is reminding you to live life with your heart wide open. Because see, somebody's been closing their heart off. It's kind of like they don't want to be hurt anymore. So they're just shutting everybody out. And that's why I was saying that somebody is shutting out their abundance in the first reading. They're missing the blessings that are trying to come in because of the heartache and the hurt that they need to overcome. This card can help you create a vision which is held to your third eye, along with creating happiness. Look at this. Expect miracles, attract miracles, and accept miracles. I told you there's a miracle coming in. God loves to come with miracles, right? Because they're often miracles because you know that only the divine could be bringing you this or having this happen. That's why you know when it's a miracle, it's something heavenly sent. And this is exactly what I feel like somebody's getting. Maybe you've been asking for some miracles or waiting for a miracle. Remember I said somebody's been waiting like almost to get saved. It's like they're just tolerating everything. And I'm getting this energy of somebody's like, you see this, right? You see everything that's going on. I don't have the fight in me anymore to fight this, but you see it. I know you do, and I know that you're going to get me out of this. This is the energy that I'm getting. So, you have completed the lessons and are ready to work deeply with the dimensional beings. You will complete the gateway walk, you must remember. Wow. So it's still this energy is it's like, because you have free will, even though this gateway and this portal, this miracle, whatever this opportunity is that's here for you, it's brought to you, but you have to make some sort of choice, movement towards it. You have to choose it. It's like you can have a blessing right in front of you, but if you don't acknowledge it, then you're not accepting it. So this is somebody that you have something in front of you, and you need to acknowledge it's there. And maybe you need to tell the divine, I see this, I want this. How do I attain this? How do I get this? What do you know? Or maybe you say, give me the strength and the courage to make this movement, to whatever this is. But it's like, this is somebody that's just not acknowledging it, or maybe they're not seeing it. Sometimes you have to do the healing that's needed for you to move, because it's like they're not going to let you go through this portal, this gateway broken. You have to let go of something. You've completed some sort of lesson. Maybe you need to forgive yourself. Maybe you've already forgiven others, okay, for what have happened, but maybe you just haven't forgiven yourself. Wow. I remember the divine spark within my mind and spirit, and I am always connected. So there's definitely, there's a gateway that's definitely open here, where it's brought something in. I'm getting an ascension. I'm getting a new paradigm, a new life. To me, this is a very big change. All right, let's look at the next card here that you guys got. Tolerate, thrive, variety, 115. Okay. So, sorry guys, I've got a cough here. All right, so Daniel here in the card. Daniel stands with his first look like a devil and an angel on each shoulder. But as you look closer, you will see a line of ancestors on each side stretching out into infinity. The cannabis plant oracle debuts a blue road of smoke to the volcanic bag in his hand. A message flows through the smoke from the ancestors. A giant sycamore tree stands tall as the anchor, while Daniel sits stoically below it. Sobriety reminds us of the thousands who lived before us in order for us to live. Daniel holds a feather from an eagle, which symbolizes protection from the source. We owe a debt of gratitude to those who believed and kept the faith for future generations. How do you pass on your legacy? How will you break free from the energies that want you to remain trapped to the norm? Call in your ancestors through the great blue road of smoke and shake off the demons addicted in all form. So I'm getting with this card that somebody's been letting addictions kind of control them. Somebody has been, maybe they've been realizing this, that addictions have been not good for them. Going into these things are making you feel worse, right? And this could very much be what's blocking emotions, is if somebody's like heavily into like smoking, drinking, some sort of partying. So if that's you, that could be right there why you're not healing, okay? Because that blocks your chakras. It allows you to not feel your emotions, right? And that's how the devil's kind of controlling you. That's why often you'll feel, that's why things that are not good for you feel so good, right? And you constantly get that energy like, oh, I want more, I need to do that. That's the devil in your mind. You don't need to do any of those things. Now, I'm not saying smoking cannabis is bad. It's not. But if it's an addiction, then it is. If it's too much, if you feel as though you have to have it, you need it to calm yourself down, you need this, you need that. No, it's got a power over you. Anything that is, if you want it too much, it's addictive, it's not healthy for you, right? So somebody is, they're doing too much of this where it's blocking them from feeling their emotions, right? And so whatever that may be, limit yourself from this, start to pull back. Those times that you feel as though you need to do something, don't do it. Have more control. It's going to make you feel more empowered. And then you're going to start to see situations differently, okay? All right. And let's take a look at the first card you guys got. Matawada. Okay, so we're probably going to find out about Matawada here. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. Mammy Wada? I don't know. So the doggone creation myth tells you the story of Miss Wada and dates back to 4,000 years. A figure is floating in the ocean with the large red and black snake around her shoulders. Her tail bursts with emerald greens and her hair encompass everything around her. She is a spiritual and a material oracle and comes to you when you are going to gain something if you call upon her for help. She loves to help women and will protect her sacred waters around her at all costs. Her eyes hold a stern gaze that shine intensely. The water in this card is a major factor, as Mami Wada will use the water to prove a point or teach a lesson if her messages are not received. Many people seek the help of her by dancing themselves into a trance. This card could be a sign of fertility. Wow. Whether that's getting ready to birth like a new life, a new hobby, a new career pursuit, a child, maybe all of them. This is a very powerful energy. That's why I said you can look her up more and you can look more into guidance, right? Maybe getting the strength, the courage from her will help you see this gateway, this opportunity to overcome, or maybe to see what blockages there are. Maybe for some of you, it could be a person that's kind of keeping you in this energy too. Let's take a look at the card you got for the overall energy, which is on the bottom here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So this is a chameleon of the culture suit. A culture change. We change and we progress through life from adolescent to full-grown adults. It may feel like we're battling ourselves or old programs. It appears when the conditioning you have been input into your operating system is no longer compatible. What? I said that either at the beginning of this reading or the first one that I did with the Earthcraft. Is I said it's like somebody needs to let go of the outdated thinking. It's like somebody is self-sabotaging. It's like somebody's telling themselves like, I'm in such a daunting situation. This is never going to get better. I'm never going to get my way out. I'm not good enough. I don't have self-control. Whatever it is, this is like outdated programming and thinking. So for some of you, this could be your addiction. You could feel as though you're not strong enough. You could be telling yourself like, for me to feel better, I have to do this. You know, for me to calm myself down, I've got to have a cigarette. I've got to have a drink. I've got to do this, that, whatever. It's outdated programming thinking. And that's what I mean when somebody changes this. When somebody realizes that they start saying, I can, instead of I can't. And damn, look, I thought I seen that. Look, I can. Food meditation. Somebody is fooding. Somebody is like indulging in food, right? And eating a bunch of processed food and sugars block all your chakras down too. So if you are into fooding too much or eating too much, I call it junk. Anything that comes prepackaged is junk. Okay, it's got chemicals in it, it's got preservatives and dyes and things that aren't good for you. So you need to eat fresh. You need to eat things that have one name, okay? All your fruits and vegetables have one name, things like that. That's going to make you feel a lot better. That's why they're saying food meditation. You're going to notice when you're eating those fresh fruits and vegetables how much better you feel, right? Wow. So that could be a major change that ultimately change, you know, and sometimes it's things like that. A lot of times people don't realize that's what depresses you and makes you feel sad, and a lot of it's just the junk that's in your body. And you know, if you think of your body as like a car, you know, you put cheap oil and cheap gas and it's not going to run very well, is it? And especially if you're not even, some people get so depressed and sad they don't eat or anything at all. That's why you feel so awful. And that's why you feel so sad and depressed and drained and no energy. And a big thing too is water. A lot of people are so drained from water that they feel as though they don't have energy, and that can affect your mood, your level a lot too. And a lot of times that makes you feel, I need to eat some food. And a lot of times just because you need to drink water. Okay, so somebody, that could be what's making them depressed, making them feel down low, right? So changing that could definitely elevate you too and cause you to see this opportunity, these energies, these things coming in for you. Because sometimes you have to raise your vibration to see it. It's like sometimes you can't see a blessing just because you're sad and depressed, right? Okay. Wow. What else does come out here? All right. So letting go of that old conditioning. This is a call for you to wrap yourself around what you think you know and what you may have been instilled as you as default. And some of this programming could have been since childhood. Some of it could have been your parents, your grandparents, right? Maybe friends, exes, you know, any of those things that made you feel as though you were not good enough. Some sort of programming here. Okay. So in the background of this card is a reminder to connect to the entire network of being of this planet. We are all intertwined with each other. Common source of energy. Connect with your inner warrior, healer, lover, friends. Connect with your inner warrior, healer, lover. See, and I said that somebody here is definitely a healer. I was talking about that with the Earthcraft. Somebody very much is a healer. At times, you may even see the confirmation of the rainbows, a reminder that all is well. So if you're seeing rainbows And like I said, it doesn't have to be real rainbows, like out physically in front of you. It could be through memes, through news feeds, through somebody walking by you in the store and they've got a rainbow on their shirt. Okay, so it's a confirmation that all is well, right? You just need to do some inner healing, okay? The world is much smaller than you can imagine. Our connections to others are intertwined more than you know. Another message I'm getting for somebody too, I seen 34, 33, or 34, 44. My timer's sideways because I flipped my... I hope I'm not like sideways in my recording. We're gonna see how it's gonna go. I'm playing around with my phone trying to do these uploads. I just lost what I was gonna say. Hold on, it'll come back. Okay, yep, it did. So for some of you, it's like the energy that you're feeling is not even your energy, okay? I'm getting that some of you need to do like a cord cutting ritual, and there's YouTube videos that you can look at for that, because the energetic cords between you and exes, things like that, are pulling on you, right? Because for a lot of you, it's like you might have felt like, if you feel like a yo-yo, like you've been like up really, really happy one day and then you're really, really down the next, that's because you're starting to ascend, you're starting to raise your vibration. And it's like you're drawing attention to yourself. People are seeing this. People are feeling this. And so for a lot of you, it's like pulling back your exes and things like that, because they're seeing you kind of glow up. They're seeing you elevate, raising your vibration. And then they're getting sad and they're realizing like, oh my gosh, look at them. And then you're feeling their energy, because anybody that you do a sacred energy exchange with, you have energetic cords that are connected. And until you release those, you're always connected with them. You know, that's why you're supposed to save that until you're married, right? So you're only doing that sacred energy exchange with your person you're going to be with forever, right? But it's one of those things. It's kind of like karma for doing that before you're married, right? You have energetic ties with anybody you've ever slept with, right? And you have to battle their demons, your demons. You have to find ways to cut those cords. It takes a lot of time. Often it takes lessons learned, things like that. A lot of times it takes going into a sacred contract and things like that to end those, right? So for a lot of you, like you could be, you know, the energy goes right between those cords, right? So if you notice that, you could doing those energy rituals, and you could do them yourself too. You don't have to pay to get them done, but you could even just listen to the music behind them, things like that. So I'm getting for a lot of you, like if you like you're sad and depressed and you don't even know why, you're feeling your past people's energies. For some of you, if you're on the twin flame journey and collective, you could be feeling those, right? You know, and I do connect with a lot of twin flames, right? I'm on the twin flame journey. Okay, guys. So anyways, that's what I felt to tell you. So for some of you, it's the outdated thinking. Like if you constantly keep thinking about past person, you keep seeing a past person's name, places, or you keep seeing things that remind you of them, you know, it's a sign that they're pulling on your energy. They're thinking a lot about you and things like that. So it's a very big thing that energetic cord cutting needs to happen here. And you can simply go to God too, divine source, whoever you pray to, talk to, and say that you release the energy, you learned the lessons, you're sorry for those connections, that you want to reclaim all of your energy back, you want to release all of their energy, you want to move forward. That can do it too, because for a lot of times it's kind of like you need to accept that you were in the wrong for having that sacred energy exchange with not having the intent to be with them forever. I mean, maybe you did when you did the exchange, but you're not with them now. So you need to go to divine God source and tell them that you reclaim all of your energy and your power back, that you are not going to share life with them anymore. So you want to reclaim all of your time, your energy back. That can do it too, but you need to acknowledge that you were wrong and ask for forgiveness, things like that. So that's what I mean. Like it doesn't always have to be cutting, you know, yarn and lighting candle and all of that stuff. I mean, you can. A lot of times it's just for your mind. Some people need to physically see that they're doing that. They need to feel that they're taking action towards things, but it's all about intent. And you also need to release and reprogram yourself. It's like, if you want to move on from a past person and an ex, if you keep looking their social medias up, if you keep looking into them, you're not going to let them go. You need to stop. You need to distance yourself. If you want to let someone go, you want to feel their energy anymore, you want to live your life, you need to stay out of their life, right? You need to move on, right? Because every time you're thinking about them, every time you're talking about them, they're feeling your energy and you're doing spell work. If you ain't saying something nice about somebody from the past, you're doing spell work. You're just bringing a bunch of drama and gunk and things coming back to you multiplied, right? So you may want to quit that. All right, especially people that have protection, especially us chosen. Yeah, you might realize if you got a lot of stuff happening and coming at you, what are you saying about people? Are you gossiping about people? Because that's of the devil. You're not supposed to talk about others. No, not their business. Nope. Anyway, I could get carried on this all day. All right, guys. Love and light to all of you. If you feel guided to taking a look at any of the other readings, definitely can. I do feel them going together, but your main message or whatever will be within the one you selected. All right, Source. So let's close out the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. All right. So the last one, Spellcasters. All right, I'm not going to pause it again. I'm just going to take a minute. Okay. 41 minutes. All right, Source. Okay. Alright, so Spellcasters for the third deck here. Alright, Divine Source Spirit. Ooh, I split it on passion and finding. Somebody's finding passion. At the last reading I got, the Metaphysical Cannabis, somebody was being tolerant. Why am I having trouble with that word again? Somebody was tolerating something. I'm getting somebody was staying in connections with people. They were tolerating them because they were comfortable. They were familiar. It's kind of this energy. It's like maybe they had children together. So they felt as though, well, I had kids. This is the life that I made. This is the life I created. Now I need to stay in this energy. I need to stay with this person. No. Somebody, you're going to be realizing that you are going to be set free because passion is going to come in. Something's going to come in that's going to trigger something inside. And it's going to be like, oh my God, I can't continue living like I've been. I need to have passion. I need to have love. I need to be set free. And somebody's going to realize that they've been putting themselves in a cage, right? For some of you, this is like your dream lover or some sort of dream is coming true, but somebody is finding peace. And how they did that is somebody, I feel, they were tolerating things that were going on around them, but they went within. They started to do healing. They started to love themselves. They started to embrace themselves. Maybe if they were in a situation where they weren't getting shown love, they were starting to love themselves. And starting to love themselves, fall in love with themselves, they started to attract passion and a real lover. And little did they know that it was that all of this was inner healing, that it was setting them free. Wow. That's coming out right away. That was my first channeled message. I didn't even get the cards pulled yet. Yeah, look, empowerment. Somebody got into their empowerment. I just see animals too. And in the last reading, the Cannabis Oracle, I was talking about animals and being spirit guides. There's a lot of animals that you could be seeing that have been protecting you, guiding you, helping you, and healing you too. Wow. Wow, look. Some of you are getting ready to travel. Movement is here. She looks pregnant. Fertility is here. Some of you could literally be getting pregnant. Wow. This could, if it's not a baby coming, it could be a new life, a new beginning, a new career path. Wow. All right. Let's get 3 cards here, Source of the Collective. Look what came right back out. Passion. I told you there's a passionate lover coming in. Oh my goodness. And travel came right back out. See, I don't make this stuff up. And healing. Ooh, see, I told you. Somebody healed themselves, set themselves free, and look at all this happiness that is here. Oh my gosh. Somebody is going to be feeling so much love and passion and finally happiness. I'm getting this energy as like somebody thought they were happy. They had no idea what real happiness is. Somebody was constantly, like, I'm getting just isolated. Somebody was constantly like in conflict and chaos. They were being puppeteered a lot by devil energy, right? This is somebody where it's kind of like somebody was trapped. It's like somebody was like, I'm getting like a victim of somebody. I know that sounds awful, but that's the kind of mindset I'm getting. It's like somebody was like a victim of somebody. I don't know if this person felt as though they were a victim. They felt as though they were like trapped and stuck in a situation. Or if this is the other energy that just feels as though this person is their victim. Like, I own you, you're mine, you're gonna do what I say when I say it. I'm getting this really controlling, this really narcissistic energy. It's like somebody, it's kind of one of those like, I'm gonna show you love, like breadcrumbing energy. Sorry, I'm channeling, it's coming out fast. It's kind of like somebody like they only showed you love when they wanted to receive love. It's like they knew how to give you a little bit of love to get what they want. It's kind of one of those where it's like they're going to be really nice and sweet to you out in public, you know, holding your hand, walking around with you, but maybe behind closed doors, they're completely on the other side of the room, not a care, whatever. It's kind of like they know how to show, and that's why it's left you confused, because it's like they're really, really skilled. I'm getting like covert narcissists. This is somebody that, now this isn't everybody's story. If this isn't yours, don't worry about it. This is very specific, right? So maybe just leave this part out, okay? Because there's a lot of other beautiful messages coming in. That's why you take whatever's for you. If this isn't your part, it could be, anyway, I think I explained that enough. So anyway, like somebody is realizing that it was like illusions. It was false illusions. There could have been spell work here. There could have been lust spells, love spells. Somebody, I'm getting too, they felt as though it was their karma, their karmic. Like I said, it's like somebody is in this energy. In the last reading, it was like allowing. Somebody was being tolerant. Why am I having trouble with that word? Somebody was tolerating something because they felt as though they deserved it, they earned it. Maybe in the past, it's like somebody was really, really bad to some lovers, right? So they're kind of like, this is my karma to have somebody just use my love and not truly care. So it's kind of like my punishment. But this is somebody that, even if they did have karma, they worked through it. They learned their lessons, right? And it's like they've been in this energy of allowing, and the divine's coming in and setting them free. It's like, no, we see what's going on here. You just got to heal yourself to get yourself out of the situation, because you have free will here. So it's like divine source, I'm getting, has been bringing in a lot of messages and signs. That's why I'm getting like, maybe you weren't hearing your spirit animal or your spirit guides and your ascended masters, right? Oh, that's for somebody. I meant to say ancestors. So for some of you, maybe you're ignoring your ascended masters if you're working with them, or your spirit guides, your ancestors. So they've been sending in animals, right? You have so many people here that are trying to realign you, right? To try to get you to see what's not for you, because you need to choose what is. And for a lot of you, you needed to be healed. You needed to go within, because you weren't seeing the blessings. You weren't seeing the abundance. You were still giving in to the enemy. You were still being puppeteered. You were still being in this energy of fear. So you needed to heal yourself. And by healing yourself is how you're setting yourself free. Wow. Okay, so for some of you, like, it's requiring a physical movement. She in a boat. She's standing up at that boat. And this is somebody that, you know, this is nighttime energy. Maybe this is somebody that feels that they need to slip away in the night. Maybe to avoid a confrontation I'm getting. Oh my goodness, well there's the saws again. So I'm going to have to wrap this one up quick here, but I don't even have to read from the book here. I mean, I work with the spellcasters a lot here. So these two decks I haven't used in quite some time, but the other two. But yeah, there's definitely a passionate lover coming in. This is somebody that, because they healed themselves, I mean, it's simple. Because somebody finally started to love and embrace themselves and heal themselves, they're calling in the passion, true love, soulmates, higher divine. See how like the around her, it's glowing in a year or two. It's like, to me, crown chakra activations. This is somebody that, because they had crown chakra activations, and that's kind of here too, you're seeing things differently, right? So maybe now that you've taken back control of your energy, you're able to see things differently. So now you're able to see like, wow, well, yeah, like you're loving to me and you do things for me, but it's like only when you want something. Or it's like, maybe it's like this person gives you gifts and things like that. So you're like, oh, they love me, but the gifts that they're giving you are gifts that are like gifted to them, or gifts that they find, things that they find. They're like, oh, I found this, I'm gonna give it to them as a gift, but they won't really just go look for you and spend the money and buy you a gift. That's the type of energy I'm getting. This is somebody that's just kind of been using you. And it's like, maybe, and don't think that it's you, maybe for them it's like, they're so broken, they don't know how to show love, and they don't want to be vulnerable and open up to love. So like, I hate when, you know, a lot of energies are revealed about somebody, because in the past when I used to watch readings, like, I get so angry when people call out the energies that are around me, and I know that some of you my story, and I'd be like, how did I put up with all of that? You know, how did they see all of this? Then I'd get angry, like, I'm not doing this for you to get angry. You need to understand that that's going to block your healing. This stuff gets revealed to you for you to realize, for us to help you, because for some of you, you're so closed off to it, right? But you need to hear this stuff so that way you can do the healing. But you need to know that the person that's doing this a lot of times is because they've been so broken, so hurt, like they don't know how to show love. So for them, maybe just finding things and stuff like that, they are showing love. They don't realize though that they're breadcrumbing, that they're doing it in manipulation and control, that they're fully not giving you love. So that's what I mean. For some of you, it's not like it was like a vendetta against you. I mean, for some of you, I'm getting an energy, there is somebody. And this specific energy is, it's like somebody just like has something like against women. This is like a womanizer that's coming through. I don't really want to get into this energy too much. I don't like it. But this is somebody that, this strong energy is just like somebody like got like severely broken as a child by their mother. So they hate women, right? So it's kind of like they just look to women to use them. Now that's not everybody's story, but, and that's why, like, it's because they're broken. They don't know how to show love, right? So what I'm getting is somebody's just been loved in all the wrong ways, and divine has seen it. And for some of you, you needed to learn a lesson. This is what was going to shatter your ego. For some of you, you had ego, death of the ego that needed to happen. For some of you, whatever happened, Source Divine allowed it because it was in fact going to break you open. And it was going to allow you to do this healing and to find this love from within. For whatever reason, maybe you went through a couple different of these, you know, these narcissistic, what's the other one? Empathic. And the empath and narcissist paradigms, a lot of us are playing those out. And for some of you, it's like each paradigm, somebody's been stuck in cycles. I'm getting the around and around card in my third eye. It's like somebody's been repeating cycles, situations. You may have been realizing that you're having the same relationships. It's like different relationships with people, but it's like the same type of patterns. Somebody might be like, why do I keep getting in a situation where I keep getting taken advantage of and controlled and all of this? Because you're repeating cycles because you haven't learned to reclaim your power and energy, to stop being people pleasers, to stop giving your power away to these people. So it's like each relationship is a little bit harder and harder and harder, and divine just has to let it happen, because it's eventually you're going to get to where you're like, you know what, I've had enough. You are not going to control me anymore. You're not going to take advantage of me. You are not going to give me crumbs while you're over there eating the whole cake and eating it too. And I heard a reader even say that someone's like eating their own cake, or somebody has their own cake, eating it too, and they stole the damn cake. And I started laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. This is somebody that just like does not care. They're so against like the world, just everything. Like, you need to be careful. That's why I said I'm getting this energy as somebody knows that they're taking advantage of you. And it's like they're feeling as though it's like you're their victim. Wow, that's heavy. All right, I'm going to let go of that. Release that energy source. I don't want to channel that or hold on to that anymore. That's not everybody's story, but you see what I mean? That, either way, this last message is for somebody is finally getting happiness here because they're seeing real passion. And for others of you, it could be like just you're so passionate about life and yourself because you went through healing and you're just seeing that it's not with this person, with this life, whatever. You're starting to come alive. This is very, very beautiful. So a major transformation is definitely happening here. Confirmation here with the butterflies too. So, wow. All right, guys. Well, that was what I had for you. Love and light to all of you. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you have not. You were guided to me for a reason. Know that. It's free to subscribe, so why not? And if you did connect with any of these pick a card decks, then you are on my vibrational match because I always channel it and do energies and readings off the energies that are surrounding me. So my energy is coming out in this reading, so you're going to resonate with some of my other readings. So I would always say that whatever, all my readings are timeless, but whatever reading brings you in, like you can even search it in my channel, so it'll come up, and when you click on it, just look at surrounding readings, right? Because surrounding readings is probably going to resonate with you as well. All right, guys, love and light to all of you. Bye.